are reviewing the brand new 2025 Toyota Camry, which is on its 9th generation of Camry, and it is completely changed for this new year. It's also only available in 2 powertrain options and completely loses the V6. So let's dive into what else this Camry has to offer. All right, I'm on the road in this brand new 2025 Toyota Camry XSE edition, which is the top level trim for the Toyota Camry this year. I think it looks really good, both on the inside and outside. But on the outside, you get this really nice gray with a contrasting metallic black roof. You know, the downfall is that black's gonna really absorb the heat, and we're feeling that right now in this car. It's a hot, sunny day, and the car is hot. Aside from that, you do have 19-inch black wheels. They look clean. I mean, it's a sedan, a family car that doesn't need anything too sporty, but this year the Camry does look a lot sportier than they used to, that is for sure. Moving along to the rear, you do of course have the Camry badge as well as an XSE badge. You have a dual exhaust. Looks good. The back of the car looks nice. You've got a large Camry going across the rear in like a black. It looks good on there. Now in the front is where things really change. You have a different grille option versus prior years. This grille is kind of like honeycomb-esque. It's not quite honeycomb because it's less sides, but I don't know, it looks okay. It's not the worst one I've ever seen, that's for certain. I don't mind it, but I guess to each your own. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Now when you get into the interior of the brand new Camry, that's where things really start to change. This interior is unlike any other car I've sat in, and it's completely different from prior year Camrys. Now with this being the XSE, you do have a 12.3-inch infotainment screen. However, in the lower trims, you do only get an 8-inch one. So both the infotainment screen and your digital gauge cluster are both 12.3 inches in this XSE trim. Now below the infotainment screen, you do have your climate controls, which is a dual zone climate control, and also because this is the XSE trim, you have heated and ventilated seats as well as a heated steering wheel. Within the infotainment screen, you do get wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, which seems to be pretty standard nowadays for just about all cars. You do also get hotspot, Sirius XM, you know, all the basic stuff. This is Toyota's newest version of their infotainment software, so it's intuitive, it's easy to find things, it's responsive, and you have all the bells and whistles that you typically have. You do have a wireless charging pad for your phone, however just one, so the passenger has to use one of the 2 or 3 provided USB ports that are available. So you do have 2 USB-C ports and a USB Type A port. Below that, you have a little storage cubby, which is blocked off by the strange protruding dash that you see running across in this really nice red leather wrap though. I do like the red a lot in this car, and we'll get more to that. And then you have your gear selector, which does also have your sport shifting, so you can manually shift as well. And behind your gear selector, you do have your 3 mode buttons, which are eco mode, normal mode, and sport mode. Behind that, you do have your full EV button. Now there is a new button next to that I've not seen before, and it is hold to brake. Maybe I've missed it in other cars, but I haven't seen this one before. Basically what that means is when you're stuck at a stoplight and you know it's going to be a long one, you can press that button and it'll basically hold your brake pedal until you choose to accelerate again. Kind of neat, I like it. And then behind that you do have your switch for your electronic parking brake. The center console in the new Camry is quite spacious, and you know, it's really deep and long, but it does also have your 12-volt cigarette-style power adapter. Now getting into the 2025 Camry, especially this XSE edition, it's quite different, like I mentioned earlier, than other Camrys. You're greeted with this really nice red leather on the seats. It's really soft, comfortable. The seats are actually quite comfortable. You don't have a lot of like side bolsters, but it feels comfortable. And then you have the nice red leather accent kind of separating or breaking up the black leather running across the dash. The left side door, you do have very standard switches. It's just your lock unlock button, your 4 power window switches, as well as the lock window button. So very, very standard, nothing new there. To the left of the steering wheel, you do have your automatic headlights, traction control button, your dash brightness, a 360 camera view button, and your trunk release. Now on the steering wheel, it does have a nice black leather wrap around it. I believe on the lower trims, you do not get that, as well as you do not get the heated steering wheel. You've got buttons to navigate through your gauge cluster. You've got a telephone button. You can control your driving assistance and your cruise control, music selections, volume toggle, your driving mode, as well as voice assistant. And like other Toyotas, this does have the driver monitoring. So what it's doing is it's monitoring if you're looking at the road or if you're looking away, and then it'll start beeping at you. You know, I've complained about that a lot. I find it really annoying, especially the placement for Toyota and Lexus. Where they put it is directly above the center of the steering wheel. So like if you drive with your hand at the top of the steering wheel, you're always blocking it. So there's nothing you can do about that. Whereas the BMWs and such that we've driven, it's up on the top over here. So it can monitor you better, I guess. Moving on above the infotainment screen, you do have your rear view mirror with your 3 home link buttons, which are very standard. This also does have auto dimming rear view mirror, so you don't have to worry about that. You have the panoramic sunroof shade control on the left. In the center, you have your SOS button, and on the right you have the switch to open up the sunroof. Now, one thing I'm really not a fan of with this sunroof is it actually only opens up halfway. It's got like 2 panes of windows in there. However, the back one is always closed, and the front one you can only open about half the way. So no full sunroof there. You do also get a JBL stereo system, as well as an 8-way automatic controllable seats. So your driver's seat does have 8-way control with lumbar control. However, your passenger does not have lumbar, but the rest of it is automatic. So that would mean it's a 6-way power seat. Moving on into the rear of the Camry XSE, you are once again greeted with the very nice red and black leather interior. You're only getting 1 Type A and 1 Type C in the rear, as well as no climate control options, just vents. So it can be a plus and a negative. So, you know, if you want your kids to be able to adjust the temperature or anything like that, they're going to have to nag you instead. Driving comfortability is quite there. The steering is pretty numb feeling, however. It just doesn't feel like you're doing anything. But the ride quality itself is pretty good. I like it. It's very smooth. This XSE does have upgraded suspension, so that could be part of the reason why it is so smooth, but it does feel good. It's got a nice tight turn radius. I've done a couple U-turns. Gets around it pretty all right. As far as headspace goes, I myself have plenty. However, if you're more towards the 6'3", 6'4" range, you might have a hard time. The seat does go down, but even when you take it all the way down, I mean, it only gave me like an extra inch more. So I feel like, you know, some tall people will have an issue. Steve was able to fit in here okay, as you can see. Even in the rear, he has plenty of space. This is a good size sedan for both adults and family. It's totally fine, I think. All right, now we are about to do our 0 to 60 test, because 0 to 60 is not documented with official results for the Toyota Camry XSE. So we are in sport mode. We've got our race box set up, and we're gonna see how this thing flies. Let's give it a go. 7.63. I saw some estimations online that were estimating anywhere between 7 and 7.5. This one came in at 7.63. We do have available battery in the Camry, because this is a hybrid, but it couldn't help it get to that 7.5 mark.
It's just probably me. I weigh 200 something pounds.
Yes, I do of course have Steve with me, and so we do have 2 full adults in here. So, you know, you've got an extra 200 pounds. Maybe if he got out, I could hit that 7.5 mark. Now, as far as safety features go, all Toyota Camrys hybrids do come with a full suite of safety features. I already mentioned some, like the driver's assistance and how it'll automatically steer for you, but it does have automated emergency braking as well, with pedestrian and cyclist protection, automatic high beam headlamps, adaptive cruise control, and also it's got a strange feature where when you're coming up to a curve, it's automatically going to tap on the brakes for you. Now, I'm not big on that. When it's a 40-mile-per-hour curve and you're already going 40 and it's a right-hand curve, do you really need to slow down to 20 miles per hour? Obviously, it's not going to slow you down that much, but Man, nothing aggravates me more than going into a curb and I've got somebody in front of me slamming on their brakes. Now for pricing, the new 2025 Toyota Camry is available in 4 different trim options. The LE starts out at $29,495, the SE starts out at $31,795, XLE at $34,495, and the XSE that we're driving today starts out at $35,695.
Each trim level has different option. The basic trim level normally just have basic stuff. The top end 2 level, they offer more like sporty stuff like the seat, the spoiler, and also safety system. And for the engine and powertrain option, they only offer one engine, which is a 2.4 inline-6 hybrid engine. But they offer 2 drivetrain option, which is the all-wheel drive and the front-wheel drive across all trims. The front-wheel drive Camry is producing 225 horsepower. On the other hand, the all-wheel drive Camry producing 232 horsepower. So this year they stopped offering the V6 engine, which is I like the most. Okay, for the mile per gallon, the lower 2 trims level is 51 mile per gallon combined, and then for the 2 top trims level is 48 mile per gallon combined. So I believe this is because the 2 top trims level is way heavier, more bigger wheel.
But it's also because of that third battery they throw in there to drive the rear wheels as well.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yep. You mean the electric motor?
Yep. Or yeah, the electric motor.
To make it 4-wheel drive, right?
Yep.
For the warranty, actually Toyota offer 10-year, 150,000 mile on the hybrid battery. Back in 2020, and prior to that year, they only offer 8-year and 100,000 miles for the hybrid battery. Also, they offer 2-year free maintenance.
So, Steve, now that you've gotten the chance to drive around in this prototype Camry, what are you thinking? How do you feel about it?
Well, I still remember when my dad's first car was a 90s Toyota Camry. It looked so boxy. And then throughout the years until maybe 2010, Toyota have changed a lot in terms of the style. It's more sporty and more caters to like younger people. So for the style, I really like it, especially the last 2 generations, and especially last generation they have a TLD trim. And the interior is really comfortable. The seat is kind of combination of sport bucket seat and comfort. So it's kind of grip me, and also pretty comfortable too. The driving is actually really good. My dad now had a ES 300 Lexus, so it's basically a Camry but a Lexus.
Yeah.
His car still feel like very soft steering wheel. Like when I move around, it feel like a boat. This is really like sporty. So I would say it's a big upgrade since the last time I drove a Camry.
So you like the sportiness. Are you a fan of the sporty pedals and the spoiler and everything like that? Do you think they belong on a Camry?
Well, that I don't know. I'm a mid-age, so I do like it a lot. But for some people, I don't know. I see a lot of young people buying a Camry nowadays compared to like grandpa or like older 50 years old.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for kids. The price is actually there for, a college kid that's working or whatever. And the gas mileage is great. I think that's actually perfect for...
And it's hybrid too, right?
Yeah. So I think it's perfect for, somebody that just needs to drive around, get from point A to point B. It's got okay acceleration. So I think it's great for younger adults or kids.
Yeah, and Toyota is best known for hybrid. Look at all this test cab on the road,
Yeah.
They normally last like over 250,000 miles for the hybrid. And I know a lot of people like worry about the hybrid battery, but now you don't. Like they cover 10 years, 150,000 miles for the battery. Even the battery go bad after 10 years. So what about you? What do you think?
I like it. I mean, the last Camry that I drove was probably a 2016. It was very basic. There wasn't a whole lot of anything. So first it's a huge upgrade. This looks way better. Drives like a dream. I mean, I think it's fine. I still am not a fan of how the passenger dash like protrudes out though. I don't know, it's just strange. What if there's something like I can barely get to plug in anything, you know? It just seems like a burden. So I don't know how you feel about that, but I don't like it. The price is great. I mean, in terms of everything you get, the price is fantastic. I would be getting this over a Tacoma even if I needed a truck.
Or the WRX.
Yes, the WRX costs more and you get like a fraction of what you get in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, Toyota is really stepping up their game when it comes to features. It used to be Lexus got all the features and Toyota like barely got anything, but now Toyota just gets like everything.
Yeah, especially the top trim, you know.
Yeah.
These have like, I think it's called noise isolation windows. So pretty much it's like a Lexus. It feels like it.
Yeah.
It's really quiet inside, right?
It's extremely quiet. Yeah, there's a little bit of engine noise and road noise, but like honestly, I haven't heard any wind noise. You can hear those electric motors start to whine a little bit when you're first starting to get going, but other than that, it's incredibly quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know what acoustic glass means, but it's working. So in conclusion, what do we think of the 2025 Camry XSE? I think it's really good, personally. I think it looks good. I think the miles per gallon is fantastic, out of this world, crazy good. It's very spacious. It's really clean. The ride is absolutely comfortable. And I kind of like the little bit of sporty touch it has. And the price is where we want it. So I definitely like that. How about you, Steve? What do you think?
I think it's a good buy.
Think it's a good buy?
Yeah.
For all the reasons I said?
Cool. Exactly. I don't think any negative stuff.
No negatives.
Maybe a little bit slow, but 7 seconds is average.
Yeah, but I guess if I've got people driving their family around, I don't need them racing them, you know.
Safety first, right?
Safety first, yes. Always be safe. But no, yeah, the XSE Camry is definitely a buy in my opinion. I'll be keeping an eye out for it to hit the lots, that's for sure.
Yep.
Well, make sure to like and smash the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you can get notified of our next video, and have a good one.